Hi, and welcome to Fall Asleep with Henrik. I'm Henrik, and as it happens, you are sleepy. And it is what it is. What happens, happens. And right now, there is nothing we can do. So let's begin. Hi, sleepy. Hi, and welcome back to my humble abode. I hope you're well. I am well. It's raining ever so lightly today over my studio, and I drove here and I had a wonderful time in the car. I talked to a relative on the phone, and I did a good job driving. Lately, I've felt kind of composed whilst driving. I feel like I'm getting the hang of it, this driving thing. And although I live in a city, a crowded city with a lot of traffic, I tend to do one thing at a time, but still keep an eye like out for future endeavors down the road, so to speak. And it makes me really happy because this has not always been the case. I've been quite nervous driving in the city, and yeah, but this has changed lately. I feel composed, centered in life and in my car. Today is a centered day. I feel almost like I'm paddling on top of something. Like I'm not down in whatever substance life is, diving around, getting water everywhere. I'm on the surface, paddling on some fancy board, on a door, like in Titanic. But I'm the only one on the door, as were Rose, if you remember. Do you remember when James Cameron had this reenactment to find out whether or not Jack would have been able to get up on the door if there were room for the two of them? I don't remember the results, but isn't it cool that public opinion kind of can shift a very successful artist's view on his own work so that he feels the need to, examine whether or not it's logical or not. So I am Rose right now on the door, slowly letting Jack sink to the bottom, looking at me throughout the process to make things worse. I'm sorry, I need to clear my throat. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I do this sometimes, some episodes more than other. It has to do with the fact that I record so much, and I have promised myself not to edit anything out. That's part of my method, part of my work method. I record like almost 14 hours a month with different podcasts in this manner, and I don't have the manpower or the time to edit everything. Anyway, as far as I remember it, when in Titanic, the movie, when Jack and Rose were in the water, Rose were on the door, floating, and Jack, he acquired hypothermia and then gave up and sort of sank to the bottom. I saw this in the cinema when it premiered, and I cried. I was alone. I remember being alone, and there were constant sobbing all around the room. And when I walked home, this was in Gothenburg, I studied acting, and I walked home. It was night, and I felt this longing inside of me, this deep force that were aimless in a way, because I didn't want to be on the boat. I didn't want to be, either Jack or Rose. I just wanted to be carried by the emotion I got from the story. So I felt like I was almost about to burst, and then I came up with the idea that I need to scream. I need to scream out the loudest I can just to manifest it, get it out of me. And so I did. And people were freaked out because I was in the city. I remember it being very dark, and I was a few meters from the nearest person, so it wasn't like I was in a crowded street with just next to someone. It was like 20 meters between me and then the closest person. It was a couple, I think. And they had also seen the movie, because this was like on the road, just almost next to the theater. And then I screamed like the loudest that I could, and they just freaked out. I don't remember if they ran or anything, but yeah, I scared them. So I was very touched by this film back then. I've not seen it since, well, maybe I've seen it like once after that. And, well, let's just say that today, looking at it today, it doesn't move me the same way. But it's a love story, and especially sad love stories. I mean, they have this direct channel into many of us, I think. But what I was thinking about, and as I said, I don't really remember the very details of this, but isn't it true that Jack, while sinking, he just keeps looking at Rose? Like keeping eye contact throughout this horrific process of him drowning. I don't remember if this is true, but if it is, Jack, come on, man. Give a girl some space. Stop staring. She had, try and think of it from her perspective. She's trying to let go, You keeping eye contact just adds to the burden, Just relax, man. Close your eyes or look the other way. Pretend that you're like checking your pocket watch or something. Or smile or give her a thumbs up or something. But this dear-eyed, doggone girl look in your eye, sinking to the bottom of the ocean like 4,000 meters down. Isn't it the case that Titanic lies at the bottom of like 4,000 meters down? Well, that's where he's going as well. Okay, so this is not a good topic for a sleep podcast, is it? Mind you that you don't need to listen to anything I say. It's okay if you just let it go and just let me speak and just let me be a voice, a personality that you somewhat like, and keep me in the background. I'm not offended if you fall asleep. Quite the opposite. This is the purpose of my podcast. When I lived in Gothenburg, I was alone a lot of the time. I studied acting, as I might have mentioned in the past. And